one of those shows where my best favourite TV shows you watch it, it's got the show. And you're like, no, I'm not watching this. And then you sit there and you're like, so who's this? Is that her boyfriend? No, yeah, and then you're like so invested.
Oh my word, welcome to Star Trek versus Star Wars! Okay, let's find out first of all. Give us a cheer if you're a fan of Star Trek. Yay! Just a few of you. Okay, give us a cheer if you're a fan of Star Wars. Yay! A couple of you. Give us a cheer if you're a fan of neither. There they are! Dragged here against their will. So I've got a really good show we should go see. What's it about? You don't need to know. Guarantee by the end of this you're going to be a fan of either one of them or hate them even more. Okay, give us a cheer if you are a fan of both. Yeah, you see there's a few of you who like both of them. That's perfectly fine. It's 2025. You're allowed to like both of them, or as I like to call it, sci-fi sexual. It's welcome, at least here in the UK, maybe not in America. But this is it, Star Trek and Star Wars. These are two massive franchises. They're huge! They mean so much. Probably the oldest geeky franchises, except for Doctor Who. Doctor Who fans get annoyed when I point that out, but these are huge. Now, before we go any further, especially for you who have no idea what's about to happen, what we should probably do in this show is just go through some spoilers, okay? Because there's some things that might be spoken about in this show, okay? So, first of all, these two, they're related. Good? Okay. So are these two. I think they're from the Black Country. Okay, some important points. He dies, 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 but he doesn't. But he does, and then he doesn't again. Who knows what's going on with Data? They don't die, they just kill the franchise. Listen, if I'm going to take pop shots at Star Trek, I'm going to do the same for Star Wars. What almost killed Star Wars? The dialogue in Episode 2. Especially the, stop fucking in sand, Anakin! Okay, let's talk about it. Star Trek, Star Wars, two amazing franchises. We love them all. And what's amazing is that it's 2025. We are living in a golden age of content for both of these. There's new series, there's new movies coming out. And what's amazing is as fans, we've been waiting for so long for all of this stuff, and we hate it all. How do you please a fan? You can't, right? But let's start off with Star Trek. So, Star Trek, this is where it started, the original series. This is the first crew we met. Now, Star Trek was created by Gene Roddenberry as sort of a utopian view of where humanity could go if we worked to put our differences aside and work together. And many of the things that we saw in Star Trek, many of the technology that we see in Star Trek, we now have in the real world. For example, tablet computers, they came from Star Trek. The onesie. Definitely came from Star Trek. Mobile phones. Remember the flip communicator? And then some of the older members of the audience who'll remember when they got the flip phones coming and yes, beam me up, Scotty. Of course, they improved over time and then we ended up with Android phones. They come with unlimited data. Fuck off, that's the best show Okay, let's talk about the other side though, Star Wars, okay? Created by this man here, George Lucas. Now, little thing, let's find out, can anyone name the movie that he directed before Star Wars? That is correct. American Graffiti, a movie that is very good. If you've not seen it, it's an incredible movie. And it did very, very well for Fox. They were very happy with him. And they said, they paid him $250,000 to direct this film. And they said, you know what? This did so well, you can do whatever you want, and we'll pay you $500,000. And he said, what I want to do is I've created my own movie, Star Wars. No, wait, that's flash forward. That's actually what he wanted to do, but he couldn't get the rights for it, so he created Star Wars. So he created Star Wars, a movie that we've all loved now, and he got paid he offered to be paid $500,000 by Fox Studios. Now, he turned around and he went, no, don't pay me $500,000. Pay me the $250,000 you paid me for American Graffiti, and give me the merchandising rights. And Fox went, pay you less? Sure. Fox Studios doesn't exist anymore. Over the next 35 years, Lucas went on to make $35 billion just in merchandising rights. That's insane, isn't it? But it did mean we ended up with some cool-ass merchandise, right? We've got some cool things, for example. See if we can go. The ceramic tape dispenser. Ladies and gentlemen, look at the look of horror on his face. Because every time you pull that tape, he's getting a Brazilian! We also ended up, this for the anniversary, the Lando Calrissian disguise kits. Just a mustache. That's it. Don't worry. Nothing else in there. Okay. Of course, I'm 42. I never saw the original trilogy in the cinemas, but I got my own trilogy, didn't I? Late 90s. We got the prequel series. That, of course, meant more merchandise, such as the Jar Jar Binks lollipop. That's the lolly bit. This was clearly designed by Prince Andrew. Of course, they did some prototypes as well, things that they never actually made in the end, such as destroyed Alderaan. Just a box of rocks. So this is it, Star Trek versus Star Wars. What's going to happen in this show is I've got two comedians who are going to come and join me on stage in a second. They're going to argue out which is better, Star Trek or Star Wars. We've got several rounds that we're going to lead them through. We're going to play some games, and at the end of every round, you guys are going to give out the points. Oh, well-trained audience. You understand, okay? So, you're going to give these actors an absolute lot of love and attention when they're on stage, when they're talking, and feel free to heckle them. If they're wrong, let them know they're wrong. Because I'm going to be doing exactly that as well, okay? Let's have a practice round of applause for the actor. On the count of three, let's see how loud you get. 1, 2, 3! Not bad. I reckon we could do better. That was about what factor 5? Yeah. Let's take it up to, well, let's not break 10, otherwise we're all going to become lizards. So, let's take it up to 10. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Okay, what we're going to do is, at the end of every round, when the acts come on stage, give them that much love, that much attention, and we're going to have an absolutely amazing show. So please, put your hands together, start clapping and cheering. Welcome to the stage, Alex Watt and Jonathan Hickey! They're not comedians, I just went to Forbidden Planet and found 2 people in the basement. How are you guys doing?
I'm very good, very happy to be here. We're a packed house tonight, and thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. So these are your acts tonight. Alex is going to be representing Star Trek. We've got yes, my friend. Look at you doing that. No one else joined you. Did you notice that? Fuck him! You're on, you got him! Yeah, exactly. And of course we've got Jonathan here representing Star Wars.
Yeah!
You've got this. Who's your favourite captain?
Kirk.
Wrong. He's correct. He fucks the universe. Literally. No, anyway, okay, I don't know why that happened. Okay, so what's going to happen is we're going to lead these guys through several rounds. Now, it's a debate. So the first thing we're going to have to do is listen to their opening arguments. Why do they think their particular franchise is better than the other? So we're going to start off with Star Trek. So guys, please put your hands together for Alex Watts.
So, Star Trek is better than Star Wars because in the title of the show, Star Trek comes first. And we did chronologically as well. 1966, Star Trek came out. 1977 for Star Wars. So we are the originals. Everything else is just based off of that. We've got, how many series is it? There's 14 movies. There's basically like 1,000 hours of content for Star Trek. So there's something for everyone in every genre. And let's face it, everybody would like to live on the Enterprise D, the hotel in space. We've got mobile phones exist because of communicators. We've also got iPads because of the pads in Star Trek. And those stupid Google Glasses exist depressingly because of Star Trek.
You say the Google Glass exists, but it doesn't.
Doesn't work.
Cool. Is that your argument for Star Trek then? So technology and thousands of hours of series.
Yeah, thousands of hours of series. There's something for everybody. About 90% of it's alright. Yes, we have Tribbles. We have the original adorable cute things.
Tribbles. Fantastic. When I book acts for the show, I'm like, be passionate about what you like. No, 90% is okay. Okay, guys, give it up for Alex! Okay, well, I'm so curious now. What are you gonna, your argument for Star Wars, the opening argument here. So please, Jonathan Hickes.
We have Harrison Ford. Keep every bit of Enterprise in. What a Furby! I've never seen. I have only seen one Star Trek film, and that's Galaxy Quest. So, when the best film of your franchise is not even that, fuck you. So, what happens? You got Liam Neeson, but no pissy in the Phantom Minutes. You go, what? You got a bit of Jar Jar Binks. Yeah, you got you teaching kids how to be a bad son. Then you got Ewan McGregor in Love. It's amazing. And you got A New Hope. You got some brother and sister, Central going on. Harrison Ford goes to the government. What we're going to do, tension. And then what do? Fucking tiny Ewoks take over and move it all. It's amazing. Also, this is why it's the best. You know all that shit you put on there?
Yeah.
I own that in my collection. How do you think I learned about the clitoris? Well, I'm sucking the tongue and doing the tape. Star Wars is constantly teaching me over and over again, and it changed my life. Here's why it changed my life. I've been everywhere. I've been to all the Star Wars celebrations. In a few months, going to Japan for Star Wars celebration. Japan, gonna be there. And then, I love it so much, I went to Tunisia, where they filmed the original Star Wars. You all know this, Luke Skywalker. But when I got there, I couldn't do the trip. I couldn't do it. I had booked everything, but they said, you can't go. This is a true story. I haven't told you this. I saved up all my money, and I went over to Tunisia, and I said, you've got to book me on this trip to the Star Wars set. They said, you can't go to the Star Wars set. I said, why not? They said, ISIS have taken it over as a base. So I did the only thing any self-respecting Star Wars fan would do. I joined ISIS. Ergo, the best franchise.
Round of applause. My booking acts for this show, 90% good and ADHD. So hey, I have it. I love. So is that true? Like the set's been taken over. Is that why they
member of ISIS, yes.
Yeah.
That is
It's kind of fitting though, isn't it? That a terrorist organisation is taking over the farmhouse of a young boy who was radicalised by a terrorist group to take out a superstructure.
I was devastated. I ended up swimming with dolphins. It was awful.
Okay, that's your opening arguments here. I'm going to give a point out here. Gives a share. The point goes to Star Trek. You know what it was. Sorry, it's Kirk, so he goes like that. Gives a cheer for Star Wars?
Yay!
Okay, that is a point there. Soft to Star Wars. Okay, we're going to be moving into a debate round. So, the debate is, which is better? These two things, which is better? So I want to hear the reason why. There'll be a chance for you to rebuttal for the other person as well. Which is better? Is it the USS Enterprise or the Millennium Falcon? Yeah, that's the reaction I was looking for. Like Sophie's choice for nerds. Okay, Jonathan, let's hear from you first for the Millennium Falcon.
Very obvious. When the odds of successfully navigating an asteroid field are 3,720 to 1, and the ship can do it, I feel that is probably the best ship. We've had many owners. We started off with a young Lando Calrissian, very, hello, what are we here? That's what he had. And then, who do we have? We have Harrison Ford's beautiful bottom on our seat. This is a slight detour to a slight obsession I have with Harrison Ford, but that's okay. And then, what happened? Do you know how fast this ship can go? Do you want a statistic? How fast this ship can go?
I love how you're asking this audience for permission for a statistic.
Anyone know how fast the Falcon can go? No? 279 million miles per hour. In Star Wars speak, that's what it converts to.
So the average speed of a BMW driver.
Absolutely.
Excellent. Great. So we're going to hear about the Millennium Falcon. Have you got anything more to add? Or?
When The Force Awakens, you were like, really? There's more? Yeah, when The Force Awakens, we're at the opening night of cinema. Han Solo comes on, way. Leia comes on, way. Luke comes on, way. We were the only franchise, I believe. I don't know. I've never seen yours. I'm literally behind with Star Trek. If you were in a midnight screening, that ship was treated like a character. The filmmakers treated like a character, and when the honker jump came up, the screening I was in, standing ovation for the Falcon.
Okay, so we've got standing ovation for the Falcon. Mm-hmm. Okay, let's hear about the USS Enterprise. What have we got?
So, for the Enterprise, we had the most beautiful ship in all of science fiction. In the first film, we had a 12-minute model shot of it, just the camera panning round, with no dialogue.
What a dull film,
No comments, Your Honour.
It wasn't the hardest one I've had.
So, for the Enterprise, we have legacy. There have been Enterprises for over 500 years in Star Trek lore as well, going from what we've got in the present day with a real aircraft carrier named Enterprise, NX-01 with Jonathan Archer, Kirk's Enterprise, then John Harriman,
Rachel Garrett.
Can't forget Garrett. Then Jean-Luc Picard, all the way up to 7 of 9 being captain of the Enterprise G. We have so many of them, all the way casting off into the 32nd century. We've even got another Enterprise in that. So the Enterprise has a long history, whereas the Falcon, after Return of the Jedi, is literally left in a junkyard to rot.
Cruel man.
Also, what did Han Solo do to that Falcon in between Solo and New Hope? 5 years and he destroyed that ship.
He likes a good scotch every now and again. This is clearly what's happening to the Falcon.
I'm good to drive.
The first Enterprise literally got blown up and it still looked better than the Falcon did.
Okay, so we've got the legacy of the Enterprise, and that even when it was blown up, it looks better than the Falcon. Okay, have you got a rebuttal for this, Jonathan? You're going to take this? Go, Bert.
We got a big dog in hand. Who wouldn't want to? What car gets blown up? Oh, this looks better. Oh, I'm going to drive and I'm going to put my dog. That's what we do with the Falcon. You take your dog through a couple of hyperspace. It's amazing. I don't. This is very difficult because I have to say I haven't seen what he's on about. I don't know what it looks like. All I know is mine's a burger, and you could eat the Falcon, which I have to because Dennis did a Falcon, which you could do. Can you eat the Enterprise? No, it's blown up.
Exactly. Can you imagine being on the Falcon as well? Chewie's shedding all over the place.
Yeah, perfect. You've got a balding spot. You take it.
Someone took Chewbacca to Camino again. You can't let that wet dog smell out, you know.
How big is the doggy bag?
So, we've got the Millennium Falcon at times. The Millennium Falcon has a dog, do they wind down the window occasionally, like lean out, hyperspace, like
In hyperspace?
What does the Enterprise have?
Well, basically, Falcon's top speed is the same as Warp 1 in Star Trek. We go so fast, we're going to turn people into salamanders.
Brilliant. Okay, so you've heard the arguments there. We've got the Enterprise with its legacy and turning people into salamanders. And we've got the Millennium Falcon, which is the Millennium Falcon with a dog. Right? Which is the one that we're giving the points to. Give us a cheer for Star Trek. Give us a cheer for Star Wars.
You're a cat crowd, eh? Yes, I see where you were falling.
I mean, there is a cat on the Enterprise D, so...
There is.
To add a further debate.
Some of these are not jokes, they're just facts. Okay, we're moving on to our next round, so let's have a look if this actually works. We're moving on to a round which I like to call Favourite Character, because that's the name of the round. Both of these franchises are filled with amazing characters. Count of three, everyone shout out your favourite character. 1, 2, 3.
Cisco!
Oh, right, Cisco. Very loud in the back there. A Janeway. Both of them in Trump's America not getting captain. Any Star Wars characters give us a shout? No. They're going quiet. They're going quiet. Okay. But it's true. There's so many amazing characters in here. You know, Star Wars. You know, you've got Luke Skywalker, your Han Solo. You know, continue that Harrison Ford obsession. We've got Chewbacca. We've got that one who was in episode 1. And then was relegated to a sad look in episode 3. Literally it. In Star Trek, we've obviously got your Kirk, you've got your Cisco, your Janeway, but I think the best character in Star Trek has to be Riker. No, Riker, because he's the man who revolutionized the way that we sit down on chairs. If you've never seen that video, watch Riker mount it and plant it on a chair. It's literally the best thing you'll watch. But let's hear about these guys' favourite characters. We'll start with you, Alex. Who's your favourite character and why?
So, my favourite character is Spock. Played amazingly by Leonard Nimoy, Zachary Quinto, and Ethan Peck. So we've got a legacy character with 3 different actors. And I felt a personal connection to Spock because, well, I'm recently diagnosed autistic, and I absolutely loved Spock my entire life. I'm undiagnosed autistic. So I'm also a physics teacher, and Spock is the science officer of the Enterprise, so I've literally followed him for my entire life.
I love how this is the loudest those 3 have laughed. And they know nothing about him. Excellent.
Live London prosper.
Yeah. Live long and prosper. Yeah, Vulcan for peace and long life. And it's just,
Okay.
yeah, nice way of going about it for life as well. So,
Excellent.
Spock.
Give it up for Spock. Now, I asked the acts, to send me their favourite characters before the show, so that I could put their images up on the screen. So we've got, Spock there. I almost went for, have you seen the image of someone's drawn it, Spock topless? There was people wanted Spock. They wanted to be Spocked, right? It was that's what they wanted. So when people send me through their characters, I'm always like, that's a good character. And sometimes I go, okay. Jonathan.
I went for Zero the Hutt. In what other franchise does a character who comes from the mind of George Lucas say such lines as, "We want to be a king dookie"?
That's very good.
I would never harm that little hoodlip. He's like a little nephew to me. Number 3. Episode 9 of season 3, Zero the Hutt has been imprisoned in Coruscant. And we, on a children's Saturday morning cartoon, are led to believe that Zero has potentially dropped the soap. When he comes out and he starts the episode, he says, "Oh, the horror of the things I have seen and the things I was made to do." Quality writing, I'm sure we can all agree. He tries to kidnap Rotter the Hutt, who is Janda's son, aka Stinky. You're thinking, oh, what a name, what's this crappy kids cartoon? Stinky the Hutt is going to be in the Mandalorian movie, played by Jeremy Allen White, aka The Bear, some chef show, yeah, we love it. And then, and get this, he's going to be a bodybuilding Huttlet, who is a fighter. So you think to yourself, why didn't he go for Han Solo? Why didn't he go for Obi-Wan Kenobi? Because of this guy. Well, clearly, in the voice recording room, they went, can you make him sound like Droopy from the Looney Tunes? Oh, sure, maybe we can do that. That is why I give you Zero the Hutt. Also, can I just say, what an honour it is for all of us to be in the presence of Steven Seagal in the corner of the room. I just noticed Steven Seagal, everybody.
Zero the Hutt. So, in the favourite character round, we've got up against it is... Look at it! We've got Spock versus Nathan Lane as a Hutt. Fuck me.
Also, so Zero meets his demise by Cy Snootles, who was in Janda's band in episode 6, because clearly, do you know the reason he dies? He broke that woman's heart. Is he not a heartbreaker? Look at him. Hey, look at him with his ears. Whatever. Look at this guy. Look at this guy.
Okay, so we are not going to mark. We're going to let the point based on what you've just heard, because that is quite frankly terrifying. What we're going to base it on are these 2 questions. Starting off with, who will win in a fight? Let us hear the argument for Spock.
Well, I think it's fairly obvious that Spock is going to win this one. It's just pinch and he's unconscious. Yeah. Also, it's a giant worm who got killed by a dancing stripper. When Spock dies, it was to save a lot of people. But, it's Spock, even on his own, without Kirk being able to come in two-hand punching people, which is a very inefficient way of punching somebody, he is still going to beat the green-eyed worm with feathers in his ears.
That was a Sandy Thomas song we never knew it. I wish I was a Jabba the Hutt with feathers in my hair. Okay, so we've got the Spock doing the nerve pinch on. I cannot get on my head now that there's going to be a crossover episode with Spock going up to the dead body of Zero the Hutt. Hey! Okay, so we've got Spock, nerve pinch, and effective fire without. Let's hear about Zero in this fight.
Well, fairly obvious, I think, isn't it really? This guy, Pointy Elf Man, he arrives over here. Are you not terrified? Boom! Heart attack, dead. Oh, the horror! Plus, I mean, look at... Can you imagine this guy shits? Can you imagine the smell of shit that this guy would give? Boom! Smell it, gone. Dead. Not even a contest.
Okay, so who's the point going to that round? Give a cheer if it's Spock! Zero the Hutt! I almost want to say, fuck the audience, let's go with Zero the Hutt. But no, it is definitely a point there for Spock. Okay, let's hear the last question. You've already given us a few of them. The best quotes from your character. Pick one.
Let me try and find one of his best. Okay.
Spock from undiscovered country, Star Trek 6, when the Enterprise is going to be being recalled to space dock to be decommissioned and all the crew are going to be retired. He goes, if I were human, my response would be, go to hell.
If I was human.
If I were human.
Yeah. Okay, so if I was human, my response would be go to hell.
You're going to regret cheering for Spock now. Listen to this. Look at that man. Look at him. Listen to this deep philosophy. Ready? No shitting around here. Some people. This is how he speaks. Some people are just happier when they're miserable.
So, fans. Okay, gives a cheer, the point goes to Spock. Yeah! Zero the Hut. Yeah, that's definitely a point for Zero the Hut there. Okay. Which takes us into our next round. It's 2 points apiece as we start. Well, I know, as we move into our next round, which is actually, we're not scoring this one. This is a little game that I like to call Timelines. Now, what's going to happen in this round is I have taken 6 still images from a movie in your franchise. You're going to get 30 seconds to put them into the correct order. Audience, you get to play along as well, so you can get it. There's no points in this round, so I'm just curious to see who can get this right. So, don't worry, I've only picked the best movies, okay, so nothing terrible. So for Star Wars, I've gone with the Clone Wars.
What do you do, everybody? Here he is in action! Here he is! Oh, we're going to go? Oh.
I'm gone.
Okay, we're going to go with this number 1, number 2, number 3, 4, 5, 6.
I wasn't paying attention. Which was number 1?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Audience, what do you think? Think he's close? I don't like swearing. Not a fucking clue.
So, this is the Battle of Teth. Here,
Okay.
this is the end where this is to do with Ross of the Hook, where this guy here has kidnapped his son, and this is Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah.
This is obviously over with Rex. This is a very, very funny image. I feel like a Sarge Ventress is about to be here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Okay.
That's what we'll go with.
So, shall we find out?
Very nice.
Here we go. It goes.
Was I right?
3, 6, 1, 5, 4, 2. So very not close. So that is the Battle of Teth. That's also the Battle of Teth. But that shot is before that shot. So what I did is I went as close together with the shots as possible to fuck with you. Okay.
What's a pleasure.
Let's go for our next one, Star Trek. Again, keeping up just the good movies. I've given you Into Darkness. Here we go. Your time starts in 5, 4. Get involved. See if you can work it out as well. I know you don't want to watch this again.
That was last, because that follows on from number 2. So I'm going to say number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
What do you think, people? We're going to actually disagreeing here. Okay.
I was going to say that was when Kirk killed off. That was after Kirk, so yeah,
Okay.
that'll be after that one.
Who said 3 at the beginning? Okay. What did you think the order is? Oh, fuck it. Here we go. 3 is at the beginning! Yeah, give her all the fucking the audience got points. Excellent. Okay, we're moving into our next round, which is a round called Quickfire. So what's going to happen in this round is I have 3 questions, 3 debate questions, which I'm going to ask you, and I want you to have a quick answer to it. Not too much explanation, as quick as you can. Jonathan? Looking at you. And let's hear what you've got. So the first one is, in your franchise, the best relationship. The best relationship. Who would like to step forward first? I can get one out. Yeah, quick.
Quick fire.
Listen, I'm Scottish, I'm 42, it's almost over for me.
Yeah, I'll go for one. I'm going to go for, well, the unspoken one of Kirk and Spock.
Okay.
Because everybody loves Spurk, if we're going to... It's
Please
everybody's
don't make that a
favourite
thing.
ship. It's a thing.
Spurt, okay. Spurt. Fucking Kirk. Jonathan.
Jar Jar Binks and Boss Nass.
Why? Why did I ask that?
You did not want an explanation.
I do now.
Well, I like to imagine, it's very lonely. Very lonely in Ottagunga, is it not? Oh, we so like ideas.
Muy, muy!
I feel like this can only be an abusive relationship.
These make you gun Bombat General. He wouldn't have made him Bombat General unless there was a past history.
Okay, so we've got Kirk is... That's a relationship. That doesn't necessarily... You don't have to make it sexual, but you both did. What fans have been doing for years. You should read my Chewbacca. That's almost got the show cancelled. Okay, so we've got Spock and Kirk versus Jar Jar and Boss Nass. Give us a cheer for Spock and Kirk. Yeah. Jar Jar and Boss Nass. That's the biggest cheer Jar Jar has got since Ahmed Best returned to the franchise. Okay, excellent. That's a point there for Jar Jar. I just can't believe you give a point to Jar Jar Binks. Okay, next question. Who's in your five-a-side team? Is that because you don't know what five-a-side is? Sport. Go on, Jonathan.
Boba Fett. The Emperor. Obi-Wan Kenobi, so when he walks on, hello there. C-3PO. You need someone just doing some shit. And then, who arrives? Mace Windu. This party's over. Okay.
That's a solid team.
Who's in goal?
Who's in goal?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I'm playing fucking Zero the Hutt.
The five you said who's in goal.
Have a go!
Have we go? Sure. We will... no.
Ooh.
Do we need to have a go? No, sure. We'll have Pelimotta.
Yeah, one person. Oh, that's a good choice.
There you go.
Excellent. Okay, let's hear your five-a-side team.
Captain for the five-a-side on the Star Trek team is going to be Captain Sisko.
Yes!
Okay.
Janeway.
Sisko.
Riker. Because Riker's beard.
Was Riker playing or was Beard playing?
Both.
Okay. So that's two. Yeah, okay.
Oh, okay.
No,
Still only
that's
counts as one.
This is not Lord of the Rings.
Data, because let's have an android in there to actually be useful.
Yeah.
Worf!
Oh yes, Worf.
Definitely Worf.
Yeah, Worf.
Yeah.
Yeah, Worf the striker.
Okay, so you've heard the five-a-side teams are playing against each other. Who's winning in this five-a-side team? Is it Star Trek?
Yay!
Is it Star Wars?
Yay!
Like three people.
Can I just ask, were any of yours girls?
Yes, Janeway.
Yeah.
Not doing the fandom any favours here. Oh, it would have done well if it wasn't for that DEI. Okay, last one. What is your hottest take on your franchise? So, what is your hottest take? I'll give you an example. Last Jedi is fucking good.
Yes!
Thank you. Okay. So, what is your hot take on your franchise? Who was the first?
I'll go straight into it because I don't like the slack that you've been giving. You know who the genuine hero of Star Wars is? Jar Jar Binks. Because he is the person that is responsible for the creation of the clone army, therefore the catalyst of the events of the Empire, of the Clone Wars, rests on Mr. Jar Jar Binks himself.
Ooh, okay, so Jar Jar Binks is responsible for it all.
He's responsible for it all. Did you know about the Darth Jar Jar theory, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell him, we got time.
So, in fact, if you go back and you watch The Phantom Menace, the original plan, the conspiracy, is that Jar Jar was going to be the villain of Episode 3. If you go back and watch The Phantom Menace, this is because it's all CG, these things take years and planning. It's not just an actor going, oh, I might do that. There are moments in the film where Jar Jar is doing this. Oi. And he's using the Force to influence events. I feel I may have killed the mood of the evening.
I don't know, those three who know nothing are like hanging on every word right now. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so we've got Jar Jar. Let's hear about the Star Trek hot take.
Kirk's death in Generations was the most pointless action in any of the Star Trek movies.
Kirk's death was pointless.
Yeah, because it didn't really serve the plot. He is not with any of his crew. He's not on the Enterprise. He's just falls off a bridge. There's just no point to the entire sequence, and it doesn't help them stop the bad guys. It just happens for no reason.
Okay, so Kirk's death was pointless. Okay, so we've got Kirk's death was pointless in Generations versus Darth Jar Jar. Someone has gone, I can't choose. Okay, let's wait. Okay, who's going to get the points here? Give us a cheer. It is Darth Jar Jar. Yay! Kirk's pointless death.
Pointless death.
Yeah, dislike that argument. No. Thing is, okay, I'm going to come back to as the host, I'm going to come back to you with the pointless death one, okay? In Star Trek 5, alright, in Star Trek 5, Kirk says he always knew he would die alone, i.e. without Spock and McCoy there. He also said he'd always die on the bridge of the Enterprise. Technically a bridge. Technically, he died on a bridge. But he did say he would die alone, and he does.
That is true.
Fuck off, it's my show. Do whatever I want. Okay, so at the end of that round, it is very, very close. It is Star Trek 3 points. Star Wars 4 points.
Even with 0, really?
You know, we make choices. And you guys have to live with that. Okay, we're going to be moving into our last round, which is the sort of decider round, which is a round called Ultimate Knowledge. Yeah. So, what's going to happen in this round is there's going to be 5 questions each. 5 for Star Trek, 5 for Star Wars. You're going to go back and forth with the questions, answering them. However, the way we're going to do it is the audience are going to do this. And you can turn to the acts for help. So I need someone who knows their Star Trek. What's your name? John. Fucking get up there, John. Give him a round of applause! Hi, John. How you doing? Great, thank you. Fantastic. Who's your favourite captain?
Ooh, Cisco.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Wrong. It's a good choice. It's a strong choice. Okay, so we've got John here. John, it's going to be 5 Star Trek questions to you. Jonathan, let's find someone who knows their Star Wars in the audience. Who knows their Star Wars in the audience? Who you volunteer? Who wants to volunteer someone else? Who knows their Star Wars? I know someone. I could volunteer someone for you. Dan, you can answer, please.
Yes.
Get down here. There you go, buddy. Dan, this is Dan. Okay, so Dan, this is going to be 5 Star Wars questions. This is how it's going to work. You get the question right, John. Dan, you get the question right. You get a point. If you get it wrong, you do not get the point. but the other side can attempt to answer it and get the point instead. I know, alright? It's like street Star Trek versus Star Wars. Alright? Exactly the same, but we play it on the street. Right, so, thank you for that. You can confer with the act if you're unsure. Okay?
Unlimited amount of confer.
I will push you along. So, John, are you ready?
Yeah.
You look like a man who's just got out of bed and gone, what the fuck is happening to you? Dan, are you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, just I know Dan, I want him to lose. Okay, audience, are you ready?
Yeah.
Feel free to shout out the wrong answer if you really want to fuck with them. I don't know, like, feel free to get involved. So let's get some appropriate music on the go here. Nope. This is not what we're playing yet, is it?
It's the right kind of
Yeah, don't worry, I've covered both franchises, Dan. Question number 1 to Star Trek. What year was the Star Trek movie First Contact released in cinemas? $1996. Is correct! Worth getting out of bed. Star Wars. Dan, what year was Return of the Jedi released in cinemas? Return of the Jedi.
1983.
You said this guy knows stuff.
I thought you said 93. I was like, it's here next month. 83.
Do you guys need a minute?
1983.
83 is correct! Okay, so that keeps Star Wars in the lead. Star Trek. Who plays the Klingon commander Crutch, in Search for Spock? Jim Davidson. Christopher Lloyd is correct. Okay. Dan, in The Empire Strikes Back, what is the name of Darth Vader's Star Destroyer? Executor. The Executor. Is correct! There we go, Star Wars keeps the lead, with slightly less enthusiasm from the audience. In the Next Generation episode Phantasm, which crew member is a cake in Data's dream? It's a very weird franchise. It's a genuine episode. There's people who
Ask the audience!
Yeah, ask the audience.
It's not Who Wants to Be a Millionaire!
Do I look like I have £1 million? If I did, I wouldn't be doing this show right now here! I wouldn't, I love it. Okay.
We think it's Deanna Troy.
Deanna Troy is correct! Okay. Star Wars. Chronological, like from release order, who is the first character to say the line, "I've got a bad feeling about this"? Now, originally, that was what are these odds of successfully navigating an asteroid field? And this fucker got it right at the beginning of the show, so... Who says it? Who says it first? Can you answer?
Red Luke.
Skywalker.
That was a cold hand, Luke. It's correct, it is Luke Skywalker. A lot of people think Han Solo, it is actually Luke Skywalker. Okay, question Star Trek. What sport does the crew of Deep Space Nine play against an all-Vulcan team? Is correct. Baseball is correct. Okay, Star Wars. What does AT-ACT stand for?
All terrain. Now is it all terrain? This is the Rogue One one, isn't it? So all terrain.
Armored cargo transport.
Please, could you repeat the question?
No! Because it might help them! AT-ACT.
All-terrain armoured cargo transport.
I told you there would be Star Trek music as well. It's correct! Okay. Star Trek. Which alien species enjoyed holodeck simulations of World War II in the Voyager episodes The Killing Game Part 1 and 2?
The Rogan.
The Hirogen is correct. Every Hirogen was played by Elon Musk. Okay, Star Trek. Who is the leader of the Guavian death gang that confronts Han Solo on his freighter in Episode 7? Your answer?
I'm completely blank. I'm blank.
Give up the tech. What to the tech? Star Trek, was it yes? While you're waiting, while you're trying to think, it'd be a fun story. I'm mixed race of Scottish and Filipino. That episode where the Guavian death gang and they come on like, first of all, the weediest Scottish guy you'll ever hear. Han Solo! Scottish part of me cringing. I was like, it can't get any worse. Then Kanji Club comes in. Typical Asian person. Fuck you for getting both sides of me. Okay, you want to say yes? Okay, anyone in the audience? It's Balatic. Balatic. Yeah, there you go. Which means. Excuse me while I count. Shut up. No, it's a draw. It's 8 points each. So, okay. No, fuck off. We don't play nice here. Where are the lightsabers? Let's fucking do this. Right, okay. We have got a tiebreaker question. To the nearest hour, how many hours of movies have there been in your franchise?
Wow. How specific? You're going theatrical releases?
Theatrical releases. No, not special, theatrical releases, okay?
And live action, or are you including the film?
We're not including the Clone Wars. No one includes the Clone Wars.
And so the Ewok movies, they were released?
No, we're not doing that. The 80s were a fever dream that we all want to go back to. To the nearest hour. Okay. Do you know what? I'm going to go on the internet right now and see if he's getting these numbers right. No, I'm not. Okay, I need an answer. Star Trek. 28. Okay, 28. Okay. Star Wars, I need an answer.
2 hours Fox, so 6 more. So 18 for TFA, and then Last Jedi's very long, so we'll go 20 and a half, and then.
Does anyone know how long the
Rise of
last one?
Skywalker is about 2 hours 18. So.
Go on, Ignacio.
23 hours to the close down.
23. Okay, so they're 23 and we're 28. Okay. Star Wars is roughly 25 hours and 7 minutes. So you're out by 2 hours, 7 minutes. Star Trek. Thanks to Section 31, which we wish didn't exist, there are 26 hours and 47 minutes, which marginally puts Star Trek ahead. So, give it up for Star Trek! John's on, John's guys, give it up for Alex and for Jonathan as But for the Birmingham edition of Star Trek vs. Star Wars, I hope you enjoyed the show. Yeah! Would you like it to come back? Yeah! Did you hear that? I'd like to come back. For the Birmingham edition of Star Trek vs. Star Wars, the winner is Star Trek! If you have enjoyed the show, thank you very much for coming along. I really appreciate you filling out this room. It's been so much fun. Alex, Jonathan, you were absolutely brilliant. Give me a follow on all social media, except for X, because I don't support fascists. So give me a follow on Facebook, Instagram, Threads.